Let's go.
It's for Rob. Say something to him before he leaves.
Rob's awesome. I'm gonna miss it. Rob, have fun in Japan.
You owe me $11.
How are you going to survive without Rob? He's like your main dude.
Yeah, no. Hey, how am I going to survive without you?
I don't know. I'm like your main dude.
What was that noise?
It sounded like an animal.
Yeah, just relax. Everything.
Phone calls are pouring into the New York One newsroom as a thunderous, roaring sound.
You see something on the roof?
What animal sounds like that? Like shaking everywhere, man. It's like tremors.
Looks like you should have left town a little bit earlier.
No! Anybody see Jensen?
Tonight's gonna be the best night ever.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 5 of 31 Days of Monsters. We're on our first Saturday. These are our freeform days where I work the show in according to my schedule, what I can get done in time for the weekend. So here we are in the morning. And as I said, day 5, and we're going to be talking about Cloverfield. Now, this is I think, a really cool take on the found footage genre, which was started with, I think, Blair Witch a few years earlier. I think this is brilliant, but this is like Blair Witch of kaiju films, where we have a giant monster. And just like in real life, if you're far away from it and you're filming the happenings, you're not going to see everything. And so the monster, and I know I've complained about movies that don't show the monster, but this one works for me. You do see him eventually. And when you see this on a big screen, it's more effective. If you're watching it on a small TV, not so much, because there's long shots. But, it's about this group of people, they're sending this guy off to Japan, who's going to start a new job. And they really take you into that. We were watching it last night and I realized, holy shit, I'm watching a horror movie, because I was getting so involved in the drama of the relationship thing between the guy and the girl in this. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's this big sound effect and people are running up on the roofs, and then the movie really gets going. This is, not that far past 9/11, and it's very evident in some of the scenes. There's a sequence where they hide in like a bodega or a grocery store, and you can see all the dust and stuff going by as people are running by, and then they walk out, and people are kind of walking around like in shock and zombies with the dust of the crumbled buildings and stuff all around them. The whole world saw that after 9/11. And so they utilized that and really brought a realism to this. That's the one thing, with 9/11, because so much of it was filmed. These type of disaster movies, have taken an entirely different look when we've seen what happens to buildings that are crumbling and stuff. So I find that very interesting. The acting is fantastic in this. Is very, very natural. I feel like these guys aren't actors in a lot of ways. And the way they film the handheld stuff to get everything in, to tell the narrative, to tell the visual narrative, I think is really cool. Sequences like when the girlfriend is impaled by the rebar and they tell HUD to come help. And he's the guy filming the whole thing. And he goes, okay. And then the camera shakes and he puts it down. But of course, the camera is faced just at a good enough angle so you can see sort of what's happening, where they lift her off the rebar. You don't actually see the rebar coming out, but so they make it look like it's a random thing, which is very hard to do, to make something on purpose look random. And I think they do a really great job with it in this movie. The monster's kind of cool. I'm a little tired of these the style of monster that we've seen in this. I think it's kind of started with Predator, although that's not a giant monster film, but the multiple mandibles, that kind of thing. The odd shapes, there's something not charming about them. I guess they kind of go for a realistic animal or insect look. Even sometimes like deep undersea creature look, their coloring and everything like that. And I find them a bit boring looking. Okay, I've seen that now. I'd like to see something more original and interesting as far as a creature. But at the time this came out in 2008, it was different and neat. The effects are amazing. As I said, the crumbling of buildings and structures and stuff. If you've ever been to New York, and I used to go in all the time because of working for Marvel and DC Comics, I used to go in every week, and where they end up at 59th Street at Midtown. That was my stomping grounds. That was right around where DC Comics was, up towards Columbus Circle, that area. So I know that area, and it's filmed. I mean, I feel like I was there, So this is an excellent film. If you haven't seen it, I hope you did, because that's why we're talking about it today. But you should check it out. It's a very different giant monster film, and I think it works really well. Now, the sequel to this, 10 Cloverfield Lane, we also watched last night because that's coming up on our list as well. Not a direct sequel, but it's still in the same universe and sort of a different film. So I can't wait to talk about that one. That one is really something. So if you haven't seen 10 Cloverfield Lane, check that out. There's a third one, The Cloverfield Paradox. I remember watching it when it came out and was really underwhelmed by it. I felt the narrative was confusing and stuff. I may have to watch it again. It's why I didn't put it on the list. But if I watch it during the season and it holds up, maybe we'll do an extra one and throw that in. But I don't hold out hopes. My first impressions are usually the ones that stick. All right, let's say good morning to folks that are in the chat here. We have Dan Genovese, Anthony Mark, JP Roca, who asks what's good, but he doesn't think this one is. He was not impressed when he saw this in the theater. Marcus Kelligrew is here, and Sean Thompson. Bloody Drake says, hail. Please hit those like buttons, guys. Let's help the algorithms here. I'm assuming most of you guys are subscribers because you got the notifications about the show. But if you're not, if you're popping in for the first time, or you're watching this as a rerun type thing, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. It really does help with the channel. Robert Doan is here. Marcus Kelligrew reminds us that Joe Frankenstein 3, The Eye of Ra, is on Indiegogo, and to go over there and back it. And also sign up for Escape from Monster Island. I just finished the variant cover for that, and it looks amazing. It looks really cool. In fact, when I'm done with the show here, I'll be working on the actual campaign on Indiegogo, building it up, building all the assets and everything. I'm hoping to launch that next week, not this coming week, but the week of Columbus Day, Columbus Day week. possibly on Columbus Day, because he discovered America, and I want people to discover my comics. So I might use that tagline. But anyway, we're getting ready for the launch. So all this to say, if you have not signed up for it yet, please do it. The sign up link is in the description of this show. What's the reason for signing up? Well, first off, it costs you nothing. You don't have to buy anything either. You just sign up. But if you decide to buy the book when it launches, you'll get a secret link perk. And when you use that to claim your perk, your orders go out first, no matter what level you're at. Those are the first ones that Julie packs and ships. So you don't have to wait as long for fulfillment. And also you get a collectible trading card that nobody else gets but the sign-up members. So that's the incentive. So click the link over there, sign up, and then let's get ready to rumble. Well, when we launch in about a week and a half. All right. Past Master Dan is here. Chris Thacker. Dan Genovese says, I like the realism of this movie. It made me think about what I'd do in a situation like this and fear something that doesn't exist. Absolutely. This is one of those things where you project yourself into. What would I do? All right, I'm down in that subway. Would I have walked the tracks? What would I have done in the dark there when they turned on the night vision, other than shit my pants? Because I guarantee you I'd have done that once I saw those insect creatures. Delaware Comics Dude is here. He did not do his homework because he didn't watch it yesterday, but that's okay. The one part I didn't like was the monsters when he got to his girlfriend. It was edited as they had extra money. It felt like it was shoved in there. When they got to his girlfriend, you mean when you saw the monster like from a down view when they're up on the top of the roof after they're getting the girlfriend out? Is that what you mean, Chris? Chris is also seconding my initial reaction to Paradox. All right, that clears up that. Aldeon says it looks like the monster in Cloverfield escaped from Monster Island. maybe that's how it got there. Let's tie it into Monster Island. Start making some royalties. Stippling Vaughn says, I found the best part of the movie was the making of the feature on the DVD. So it sounds like you weren't digging the movie. There's some neat little Easter eggs in this film too. Like towards the end when the footage, after our protagonists are presumably killed by the bombing, and then we see continued filming, and it goes back to when when HUD wrote the original videotape. So it goes back to when they're in Coney Island and they're on the Wonder Wheel at Coney Island, and they're talking, and in the background is the Atlantic Ocean and the beach, and in the background you can see this thing come, like a meteor shooting down from the sky and splashing in the water. It's small, so it helps if you're seeing it on a big screen, and it's sort of like I guess an explanation of where this thing came from. It came from outer space. Scent, perhaps? Maybe. But I thought that was kind of cool. There's a lot of things that they leave to your imagination like that, which I think is really neat. Grimjack 666 says they are making a series of this, aren't they? I had not heard that. If If anybody else knows anything about that, let us know. Bloody Drake is here. Who mentions that I think they captured the sense of confusion really well. Yeah. Field of Clovers is a metaphor for peaceful or peace and serenity or peaceful and serene. Yeah. Now, Stat Zero says another mixed bag, this flick, a better found footage movie, but that doesn't say a ton given the larger body of work. Hello, all. Hello, Stat. Okay, so Stat is going on memory. He did not rewatch it. He gives it a 6 of 10. What I remember, though I haven't seen it in years. I'll give it more than that. I give it a 7.5. 7.5 to 8. I like the genre of found footage, how it makes you feel like you're there with them or it's more personal. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it can be overused, to be sure. For production, the crew kept saying the movie name was Butter. They all kept saying it's Butter. Annoying. Okay. All right, my friends. I think we got everybody's comments. We've covered the movie. Tomorrow, again, it'll be a revolving time when I get around to it. And what are we doing tomorrow? Oh, we're doing Hold That Ghost, an Abbott and Costello film, an early one of theirs from 1941, which is a lot of fun, especially if you grew up on Abbott and Costello films. I got a couple more comments come in. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Marcus is right. We all know it's butter. But the butter. Aldian, I like Cloverfield. It was fun trying to figure out what the monster was. If Biden and Harris were president, they would have the army shoot at the public instead of the monster. Oh, that's right, because the monster was a legal alien, obviously. He did land in a sanctuary city. And they just couldn't find a hotel to put him up in because he kept destroying them. But that's okay. You know, he got a cell phone and he'll be good. Where can we find Hold That Ghost? You'll probably have to rent it if you don't own it. I own it. I've got the Abbott and Costello collections. So I'm sure you can rent it on Amazon. You can rent just about anything on there. Check the free channels too. You know, since Universal has a Universal Monster Station on Pluto and some of the other, I think Freevee, they may have other Universal films available to watch through there, such as the Abbott and Costello films. I don't know. Some of them. The early ones are typically good. Up to 1943. And then there's a few past that. And we'll go into why tomorrow when we talk about that. But there's a definite reason. All right. Dan says, thanks, Graham. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll say the same to you guys. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you've hit that like button and you've signed up for Escape from Monster Island and have backed Joe Frankenstein. If you've done all that, and then it's a perfect day for me and for you. So tomorrow again, Hold That Ghost. We will see you then, my friends. And till then, you have a great Saturday.